Hey, Clark, what'd you think about that spruce beer? Well, I think it was pretty well done. This one is a bit too sprucey for me. Oh, well, so goes it in life.
Hey, yeah. Sammy, we gotta go, man. You can't keep hanging out in this basement.
Fair enough.
This week we're joined by Pat McHugh and Daniel, aka Hip Hops, for our third annual Christmas beer tasting. This is episode 70 of the Malting Hour.
What's the haps on the house? Got yeast and beast. This the Malting Hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted when you're getting wasted. The Malting Hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your
Welcome to the Malting Hour. I'm one of your hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
And back from his hockey dad trip around the world,
Clark Fetchers, the thing is, I've been here the whole time. You kept my mic off for all of those shows. Like, I've been sitting here trying to get your attention.
Well, sorry, man. Anyways, it's our Christmas episode. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. All the other holidays you might be celebrating around this time of year. I celebrate Christmas, so that's why I'm saying Merry Christmas. I'm not saying I can't say Happy Holidays. I feel like I'm going to have to get canceled. This is the second episode in a row where I feel like I might get canceled for something. I'm so scared. Brandon, you're already opening a beer. Well, it's our Christmas episode, and we have two special guests. Last year we didn't have any guests, but we're back in the studio, and much like our very first Christmas episode, we got a couple of guests with us. Guests who have been on the show before. To my left, we have
Danny Polly with Hip Hops.
Ah, Hip Hops, yes. You take beer and pair it with music.
See.
Okay, you're canceled. And to your left is...
I'm Pat McHugh. I don't really have an affiliation.
Hey, Pat, you were on in the beginning, and we drank a lot of Bourbon County with you. And in fact, you came back and we drank more Bourbon County with you and some other Goose Island beers, right? And then you came back on for another episode that was during the pandemic.
That sounds right.
I think that was our first pandemic episode.
That was. Did we do a video with that one?
Yeah, we did.
Anyways, Merry Christmas, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
If you guys don't celebrate, I don't know what you guys, we didn't discuss that before the show because it's just a Christmas beer episode. I think I'm just going to start calling it the Happy Holiday episode, right? Brandon, what the fuck are we drinking?
Nope, Christmas episode. Sticking with it.
So I randomly went to the bottles and actually grabbed the Jingle Java, which is one of the ones that I grabbed. It's a holiday stout from Bent River Brewing.
Where's Bent River located, Clark?
Bent River Brewing Company is located in Moline, Illinois.
Your microphone works.
That's not what the bottle says. It says Rock Island, Illinois.
Rock Island, Illinois.
It's the Quad Cities. It's the Quad Cities, right? That works.
So just kind of like a caveat to this. So what I had done, I went to not my local Binny's, other Binny's.
A local Binny's.
Yeah, it was a local Chicago Binny's, and I did a mix six because I was overwhelmed with the holiday beers that they had, and I was like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to grab a bunch of them.
For how much shit we've talked about doing build your own six packs, this is probably a good time to do it because some places will take all those holiday beers and put it where you can build your own six pack out of it. So
correct.
You can almost guarantee that those holiday beers are fresh and not from previous holidays.
Correct.
Not getting stuck with out-of-code IPAs.
Absolutely.
That's great.
And ironically, so when I was looking for this, so one of our old favorites, the Bell's Old Fashioned, somebody had asked about it while I was standing there.
Oh, wow.
And I perked up and listened, and they're like, well, they told us it was coming this week, our Bell's rep said, but maybe the next week or two. So I think it may be on the horizon. So unless somebody was lying to
All of my research, and this is heavy, heavy research, many hours to be precise.
Well, since your microphone's been off, you've had nothing else to do.
I've told you this 6 times, but the mic didn't pick it up. But I'm pretty sure they're not bringing that out this year.
I don't know.
We'll see what Karen has to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so. It was a fantastic beer. That was one of our favorites of last year.
Hey, speaking of beers, what do you guys, guests, think of this beer?
It's a very good coffee stout. It's got the cold brew-ness to me. I forget, did it say oatmeal stout? Or what did it say?
Just says holiday stout.
Damn, come with the ingredients.
Can you tell what's in it?
Coffee.
Coffee.
There's a lot of other
I
things.
taste some coffee.
I get the coffee. Coffee's kind of. Is there some type of chocolate?
It's
in
kind of a mystery beer here, a Christmas mystery.
So it says on the label, this
cocoa?
coffee stout's tasting notes include
Coffee,
vanilla,
chocolate. Oh.
caramel, pecan,
Yeah.
cinnamon, and rum,
Don't get cinnamon.
giving it a flavor that is perfect for enjoying during the holiday season.
Yeah, I can drink this during the holiday season.
It reminds me of a black cold brew. Like,
Dan, I don't know what that is.
Black Cobra
a
is
cold brew without cream in it.
So, cold brew coffee.
Yes.
Okay.
Pat, what about you? What do
Yeah,
you
I
think?
would say I would have said chocolate too. I would think that there'd be some.
Thanks, Pat. Thank you for having my back.
I mean, but as a stout, like you would think that'd be one of the predominant things, but it's not even listed on the flavor profile.
It's got kind of like that dark cocoa-ness that I like, you know?
Yeah.
It does, yeah. Yes.
Baker's chocolate.
Hey, yes. Turn his mic back off. Now, Dan, Pat, are you guys fans? Well, I kind of know the answer to this, but maybe the listeners don't. Are you guys big fans of stouts?
I am, yeah.
Yes. It's not my number one pick, but it's up there.
Oh, so what is your number one pick?
Saison's Farmhouse.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about
we did
that,
talk about
actually.
Tony and I know Saisons.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we know. Say that. Yeah, Dan.
I don't know who said that. Clark's mic's off.
Yeah. Pat, you are a big stout guy, right?
Yes, that's one of my favorite. But yeah, I like saisons and those kinds of things. But
That's it.
but no, this is actually feels kind of light for I think I prefer maybe heavier stouts.
Or barrel aged.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be, but like a thicker, what is it, mouthfeel, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a
Yeah.
light mouthfeel.
It's
Yeah.
like a traditional stout. It's not like a pastry, super thick.
Mm-hmm.
Stout.
I do like stout. I'm with you, Pat. I do think I prefer heavier, a little bit richer, robust, chewier stouts that don't necessarily have to be a pastry or a barrel-aged stouts, but I do lean towards that. But this stout, to me, with the coffee in there and everything, like this, I'm not tasting all those other notes. I basically get like some chocolate and some coffee, which you expect from a stout, regardless if actual chocolate or coffee is in it. And man, I would drink this again. I like it.
Yeah. I may get like a slight hint of cinnamon, but
I wish I did. I love cinnamon in beers.
it's very slight. And I don't even know if that's what I'm tasting, but like in the end, like, yeah, it's just very chocolate forward and light. Because I'm in the same camp. Like, I like a thicker stout. So,
Pat, if you're walking down the street and someone came up to you and said, "Hey man, what did you think that Bent River Holiday Stout? If you had to give it a 1 out of 5, what'd you give it?"
Can I do like a 3.5?
yes.
Sounds good. I mean, yeah, man. Bye. All right, well, that's good.
And that guy's getting real quick with his question. Like, he doesn't even wait to hear the answer. He's getting out of there before they even answer him.
Have you seen him? He's clearly always in a rush.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
see.
wants to get going.
Yeah. See, look, Pat just met him, and he knows that he wants to get going.
Fine.
Ooh, yeah, this is exciting. Brandon's moving on to beer number 2.
I just had one of those champerados at Old Irving.
Dude, that was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, but so wait, I gotta finish this. But, so my
That's how fast
level,
whipping through this, Pat. Sorry.
my levels like that I need for cinnamon, like I didn't taste any cinnamon here because that champerado was just like
Oh, yeah.
was like Fireball, right?
No, and that's so.
Ooh, Fireball aged out. No thanks.
I will say on Mike, that's the only one that I tried today when I went for their release, and it was very cinnamon heavy, and it was delicious. I mean, I love that cinnamon. Like, it was what I have to say is that I've never had champorado, like the Mexican drink, but I can only imagine like that's how delicious it would taste.
Mm-hmm.
And as I drive my kid to school every day, and there's people on the side of the street, they're just selling champorado and other stuff. I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna stop by, and that's what I'm gonna get.
You should probably do that soon. Now that you've tried what the...
Well, that and they're like, dude, I got to fight with the champorado and tamales. Like, this is like my.
It's worth it.
I started a Google map of where all the tamales are, so
Whoa.
like when I go down the street, like
Really?
I know where all the tamales are.
Man, I didn't know you...
So Pat, when are we gonna do a tamale truck?
Any day, yeah. I'll set it up. Give me your Google Map.
I was gonna say that's the way to do it. All right, Brandon, what did you just pour for us this time?
I poured the Firestone Walker Cinnamon Dulce Nitro Stout.
And I do feel like it looks like a nitro stout, like moving in a glass.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot it was a nitro stout when I took my first sip, and I'm like, this is flat and gross. But then I remembered nitro, and then I liked it. It's not true. I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm not a huge fan of nitro beers.
Yeah.
I think nitro beers are okay. I
feel like it's a gimmick most of the time.
That's the way I feel about it. I don't really like flat beer, and that's what nitro comes off. If it's not like a milk, like the nitro milk stouts, I feel like benefit. I should say milk stouts benefit from nitro more than anything that I've tried. Is this a milk stout or is it just a regular?
It is a milk stout.
It is.
It is.
The idea is just to like smooth it out.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it creamier and.
Up the mouth.
With that being said, I like this. I do like it. I would like this more if it was not nitro and maybe it was carbonated.
I'm kind of with you on that.
Like it tastes. I like the flavor profile of it, but what would prevent me from buying it is that it's nitro.
Yeah, and the can description says cinnamon and vanilla spiced nitro stout. And I will say I am getting cinnamon and vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's delivering as advertised.
Yeah.
I like it. I enjoy it. I don't think. No, I would. This is not a
Nitro's
hitting me. I would never turn this down. And this is
no, I wouldn't turn it down. I'm not going to.
And I'm still in that feel of like, I don't care how cold it is, but I'm like, if I fired up my fireplace in the back, I could sit there and drink this for a while.
Well, I was about to say.
And I can have more than one of these because it's so light and so smooth, which is also kind of dangerous. I mean, it's only 6%, but like, it could go down really easily.
Yeah, I mean, we always kind of have a question of the show when we're judging and asking about if we each enjoyed the beers. So this one, at least this specific one, I'm going to ask, Tony, any of you, would you sit down next to a Christmas tree and drink this beer?
Absolutely.
For
Yes,
sure.
I would
Yes.
take a bite of the Christmas tree and then take a bite of this. It would be great. It would be perfect.
Who's saying anything about biting Christmas?
That was not the question.
I will say, I'm
Sometimes
just
you're
curious
hungry.
to see what you guys think. But so I feel like when you have cinnamon in beers, sometimes it's more of that like big red cinnamon where it's a little spicy. But then this to me is very smooth cinnamon, like a warming cinnamon.
Yeah,
It's
you know
different.
what? That's a good comparison because growing up with a dad that loved like Big Red, cinnamon Big Red, like
The
was
dad that loved eating Christmas trees.
literally had like my dad couldn't taste anything, but he always had like cinnamon gum, and then like
Maybe that was the one thing that could like he could at least smell.
I think
like,
I think he could feel like the tingle,
Sure.
and that's why he always kind of like
Big
went to
Red
that.
was big.
And Big Red, I was like,
gum.
I would like handfuls of that. Like I would just steal it from him,
Handfuls.
and he would be like, "What are you doing?"
Ooh, spicy.
I was a fat kid. What do you want to do with me? I was just,
Stop eating so
I was
much
just
gum.
like taking gum and shoving it in my mouth. But it was like, but the flavor was just awesome. And ironically, now I don't know. I haven't had Big Red gum in like 20 years.
why.
But if I found that flavor in a beer, I would find that interesting.
It's called Fireball. You just need to carbonate Fireball and boom.
Yeah, isn't
You got
that
it,
with the
baby.
Champorado?
Put it on nitro. And we're
Should we
set.
do that?
What?
Was the Champorado more like Big Red?
Carbonate some Fireball.
Yeah, let's do it.
I got my 1 gallon keg. Still got to dump the crap.
Oh,
beer
I was like,
in.
you have a 1 gallon keg of Fireball? Amazing.
No.
Why? I'm embarrassed, but it's also
I
amazing.
carry it with me everywhere I go.
Anybody
Anyone
want
wants
a
a
shot?
Fireball? No, but like, yeah, just kind of reminiscing. Like, I love cinnamon in general, and I think that's kind of like where my love from cinnamon came from. And
I think that makes sense with how much you just said you shoved into your mouth as a
Yeah.
little kid.
and I think like experiencing that kind of heat would not be disturbing for me. But this does not have that. Anyways, I digress.
I digest.
I went on a tangent.
That's all right. I'm going to have one of the guests pick the next beer, and I choose Pat. You're going to choose the next beer.
So enthused.
I know nobody asked me, but I would have if somebody walked him.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
sorry.
on the street. No, I would have
You
given.
started that conversation.
I would have given a 4.25.
Ooh.
That's high praise.
I'll be right back.
I'm gonna do this fireside chat. Ooh, that's 7.9% alcohol.
Is that enough?
Winter spiced ale.
Thank you for the water, sir.
45 IBUs.
Do you need to get some water, Tony?
No. What? No. Just talking. Just talking to Clark. Everything's cool.
Sidebar. Our new podcast coming next year.
Welcome to Sidebar.
Back to the show.
The filtered water.
Not really. Can I get some service over here?
Oh, sure.
Thank
You guys
so
can
much.
keep talking.
I guess I should have said what brewery.
That's great.
21st Amendment.
I don't need the 10
okay,
ounces.
21st Amendment.
That's
I assume that
just
Tony never cut anything
Yeah,
out.
we have
He
got
must
one
be
more drink of
cutting
it.
this out.
It's actually it's very funny to see what he does cut out and what does stay in.
Usually when he
That's
says,
a terrible.
I feel like when he says he's gonna cut something, it
But
doesn't.
look,
get cut.
I didn't know that. I just cheers, Pat. That felt good. I thought that Clark and I were the last one, so I went. I was like, oh great, look at all this beer stuff.
He's got a decent pour.
Okay, actually everybody looks like they
He's
got
got some head.
Hey, I'm on Brandon's mic. This is cool. I'm gonna stand with you for this part of the show.
Editor's note.
Editor's note: I stopped editing things.
So I was curious what this was gonna be when you said it was a Christmas seasoned ale, or what was it?
Holiday.
Winter spiced ale.
Winter spiced ale. I was curious. So it's very brown. It looks like a brown ale.
Yep.
I was curious what color it was gonna be.
This is almost 8%. By almost, I mean 7.9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pissed that I stayed over here the whole time. I'm gonna go back to my mic.
So this. Let me get another sip. Hold on.
Everybody wait.
So I'm
Well,
so I don't. This is the first time we've had this on this episode or on the podcast.
Definitely this episode.
Yeah, definitely this episode. On the podcast in
turn his
general,
mic back on.
Have we talked about anything 21st Amendment before? I don't know.
Maybe we talked about it, but I don't think we've ever had
Yeah,
any other beer.
'cause, like, you know,
Dan's
I've gone back-
confirming. Ooh, Dan's really good with these.
I've gone back to like Hell and High Water has been like one of my favorite like wheat beers.
The watermelon. Didn't they do a watermelon one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Hell and High Watermelon.
That was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now there's like Hell and High Mango and like there's those stuff. And I think 2 years ago they started. It was like 2 or 3 years ago they started finally distributing to Chicago. And this is the first time I saw this. So I saw this and I was like,
I feel like it's,
I like every beer they've had so far.
I think this has been in Chicago
A number of years. I actually
Yeah, it's been about 3 years that they've been in the city.
I was in San Francisco 2014 with a friend of Tony and mine. We'll get into that.
That's on the
later.
sidebar show.
Yeah. But we went to 21st Amendment before I was really into beer. Nice place. Kind of reminded me of Goose Island, Clybourne before they redid it. You know, solid brew pub. And on the watermelon one, they put a slice of watermelon on the glass. It's very fancy.
Hell or High Water
That's-
watermelon is very good.
I go there.
That's
I've been to San Francisco many times, and I go there quite frequently. And I do enjoy it.
Correct.
So
21st Amendment.
yeah, oh yeah.
I have a question for everybody. What do they think of this beer?
It reminds me of cola, like a off-brand cola.
It's funny that you say that because when I took a sip, it reminds me of root beer.
I was gonna say the same thing. A little bit like root beer.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe
that's-
it's that root beer rootiness that's coming through. It's an official beer term. Remember, I am a beer genius. if
we
you
know.
Gentlemen,
I
don't
rewatched the video
recall.
of. We're not going to talk about that.
So I would be curious to know like what's in this winter spiced ale.
You know, it's an English style ale. I can tell you that.
Thank you.
Ginger, nutmeg.
Yeah, ginger and nutmeg.
That's definitely there. But not Clark.
Man, what
Clark's
are
not
these? Special ingredients are spices and cocoa. How's that?
Cocoa.
Boy, they're really giving us all
Jeez, man,
the
you
important
sounded,
info.
you sounded pissed at us when you said that.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
they use debittered black malt, chocolate malt, Abbey malt.
You say it as if that's not like a real malt.
I don't believe anything they're saying on their official website.
Yeah, this is super malty, right?
It's
Isn't that the flavor I'm getting?
it's malt heavy. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. The spice characteristic in there, I feel like, is what makes like the malt heaviness and or like the malt sweetness, I should say, and the whatever spices they use. That's what's making it feel like honestly, the first sip I took, it tasted like root beer when I was on Brandon's mic.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it reminded me of, and so I had to look at it, and I saw Winter Spice Ale, and I was like, oh, okay. So when you said it reminds you of like an old classic cola, I was like, interesting, because I got, oh boy, he's peeing in a cup. I just thought that was funny because I got like root beer, like Barks root beer specifically.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Because it's totally like that. It's a different flavor. It's not a winter spiced ale. I mean, it is, but yeah, the flavor profile is just so unique, I guess.
Maybe it's the chocolate malt with. And it says cocoa too. Maybe it's like the chocolate mixed with the spices that it comes off like that.
Yeah,
Instead
so
of like usually you think of like a amber with spices.
For sure. And literally on their site it says winter spices, so I googled winter spices and here's what we got.
Here we go.
Anise, a star anise, allspice, nutmeg, mace, green, cardamom, clove, cinnamon, and ginger. So, you
I
know.
think that all goes into root beer. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, how do they make root beer? Because one time I was making a cocktail and I had something cardamom flavored, and it like made it taste like
Well,
root beer.
what's
Sassafras is in root beer.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking of.
What is sassafras, though?
I don't know, but I
know.
know
That's
that
the root.
like-
That's the
yeah,
root.
That's a root.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. There you go.
Sassafras.
That's
And
what
I think it's
root
actually-
beer.
It's actually a carcinogenic,
Oh,
What?
but now they know how to take out the.
Now they know. How long have they not known? I've been drinking mug root beer for years.
That's why Goose Island stopped making root beer, I think.
Not true.
Oh.
Still in the stores.
We'll get into that.
Not your father's root beer?
Oh, I've got a couple of bottles of that in my fridge.
no, you don't.
4 years old. If anyone wants to come by and drink them, let me know, baby.
Would you drink that next to a Christmas tree, Tony?
If I had to. No. All right. Well, what do we guys... Brandon, say someone was walking down the street like, hey, man, did you have that fireside chat from... Did you just roll your eyes at me, man?
It's not called fireside chat.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
It is called
You're looking at the wrong beer.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yep.
Hey, man, welcome to your show. If you had to give that a
Welcome back.
1-5, what would you give it?
I'd give it a 3.5.
Bye.
I'm with him on that.
I'd go a little lower.
I'd
but-
go like
Yeah.
3, 2.75.
Yeah.
It's not great.
I don't love it.
Yeah. It's okay.
Compared to the first two we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to drink this like again on a summer day, as we often speak about. But like at a Christmas party,
Yeah,
I'll
people
have
had
one.
this.
I would enjoy it at the Christmas season, and then I'll
That's
be done
sure.
for
That's
you.
my mindset. That's what I'm going
I
with.
would,
yeah.
if I was going through the fridge and that was the last beer in there, then yes, I would have that. If there was a bunch of Truly...
What about Rounders from Blue Moon?
I'd probably try that first because it's been so long since I've had that. If they brought that shit back, I'd be like, it does smell like wet dog, and I was right. Who chose the last one?
I did.
I'll
I
go.
did.
All right. You're up, Dan.
All right, I'm gonna break up the style.
Yeah.
Yes! I'm so excited because I hate spruce tip beers.
Oh yes.
Except for
the one from
Black 51.
Black 51.
Dogfish had that one?
Yeah, the Pennsylvania tuxedo, I think it
We
was.
didn't have that.
I never tried that. Sorry, Dan. Different show.
Was also has a spruce
Oh
tip
man,
beer.
dude, like a shot of spruce tip.
Bring it, baby. I'm sorry, has what?
Has the spruce tips beer
has what?
while he's pouring this.
Spruce tips beer.
Yeah, but they age it in, or not age it. They like set the spruce tips in honey, which like takes something out of it. I don't remember.
Interesting. Well, I've got this spruce tip gin from Maplewood at home, and my wife is going to make some. I think it's called aviation or aviator with the gin.
the cocktail.
And, yeah, and it sounds good. Like it has like maraschino liqueur, some creme de violet, and we had to use like these. I bought like the most like those fucking $18 maraschino dark cherries. I'm pretty excited about trying this, so we'll see. Anyways,
Welcome to the mixing hour.
ooh, this is Dan's got the job, man. Just so you know, your
Yeah, he's doing
replacement's
just fine.
Sitting right here.
I'll show up every 6 months.
no,
Wow.
once a
Wow.
month at least.
All right, so
All right, this tastes like Christmas.
I literally took a sip.
Oh,
and
damn.
It's like
That is real spruce tips.
yes.
I do like this.
Oh, well.
I mean, it's a.
No,
I can see it being a controversial flavor. I wouldn't want to do more than what I have. Like
Okay.
the 4 ounces. I
Yes,
have.
yes, agreed.
Can I jump in real quick? Just
Oh, yeah.
because I'm so.
Rant time?
Yeah,
Is it
this
time for a
Tony's-
rant?
This is Tony's rant time. Why are we wasting so much time and energy to trying to make spruce tip beers a thing when clearly it doesn't work unless it's this beer? Because I think this beer is fucking fantastic.
You turned this rant into a...
Rave. So
Is this the second spruce tier spruce
third.
tip?
This is the third spruce tip
No,
beer.
that I introduced you to.
Yes.
That
yes.
you liked.
So clearly you're better than Clark at introducing me into spruce tip beers.
Damn straight.
And
I do really like
I
this.
grabbed this on just because it was categorized as a winter beer and it was spruce tip because I know Tony has an aversion in his brain to it.
His brain and palate.
Yeah. Well, because you had that one that really set you off, and I would agree. But this is like
This reminds. So I'm like, might be wrong, but it's like not minty, but it's got that
Yeah.
freshness of a mint,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
like the
I agree.
fruitiness of like a juniper.
berry. Yeah.
I had like gin barrel aged pony pills from Half Acre, and it kind of reminds me of like the fruity character off of that.
Brandon, you keep your hands to your side. You're knocking over microphones.
I was going to read. So the bottle says the Wild Spruce Chase is the annual search for the perfect tree. There's no. Oh yeah, it doesn't say anything about why this tastes like. Brewed with real spruce tips, the IPA is full and fresh and fits perfectly.
What are we
Yeah.
drinking?
Wild Spruce Chase from Bell's Brewery.
Fantastic. I didn't know what the name was. Sorry. I did know it was Bell's. I didn't know what the name of the beer was. This is, when you mentioned mint, berry, little juniper, like those. Do they actually use? I'm sorry, I know you read that. Dan and I were doing our other show.
I mean, it
called
just says
The Other Sidebar.
Brewed with real
Spruce tips.
spruce tip.
Harvested from Colorado. They go out and
Thank you,
they
Clay.
pick new growth spruce tips, and there's a very specific time period.
So they're killing new trees, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Well, good. From now on, every other brewery kill the new trees.
No, well, not new trees, new
Oh, sorry.
tips.
Oh, just the tip.
That's the tip.
They're just using the tip in this beer. Mm-hmm. Tasty.
Pat, what
Ooh,
do you
let's sniff
think?
the tip.
I like it. Yeah, I don't know if I could do a whole can of that, whole bottle of this, but
Don't worry, you don't have to.
Dick.
Yeah, I honestly, more than 4 ounces of this, I would stop.
Yeah, I think I could kill a whole bottle. Like, when I'm talking bottle, I'm talking like 750 milliliter of this shit. No, I think like a 12-ounce bottle
Yeah.
is good enough. Like, and
I
then
can do this, and then it would
if
be
I
like,
bought it a 6-pack, like right now we're recording this, and
we'd
then
be having another one next year.
maybe actually I probably would save one for next year, but I would probably have maybe one or two more by year's end.
So I have to say something here. I don't know if this is true or not, but bottles of this beer are available exclusively in the 2021 Jingle Bells Variety Pack. It says.
Whoa, dude!
So you don't have a 6-pack of this, and we got fortunate that an undisclosed location of Benny's
Has busted open the Jingle Bells pack. Interesting.
I got it.
I wonder if they Brandon literally just gave like a little flex and twist of the shoulder, like I got it. Yeah.
so they didn't want anybody to drink a whole lot of this.
And there's Pet sealing the deal. That was okay. Shit, I did I do it? I did it. Oh. Hey Dan!
Yes. Sir. Yes.
Someone was like, hey man, do you want this Wild Spruce Chase beer? Have you tried it? Do you want it?
Yes, I do.
And have you tried it?
Yes,
Well, what would you give it? 1 out of 5?
I would give this a 4.25. I like it, but I like spruce tip beers, so.
I would give this a 4. 4, meaning...
The guy didn't ask you, but
No,
still
I'm
know your
I'm just telling Dan. Cause
Thank
Dan
you,
was
Zack Prak.
Zack Prak is gone.
Is it
There
Prak?
might be another guy.
Who's that?
No, there's no other guy.
Oh.
Mute.
Sammy Squats.
Sammy Slots.
Fuck that guy. I bet not cool. You guys don't. I mean, if he hangs out, that's one thing. Just try to keep him away from the microphone. He's
I
kind
want to know what you like about that beer.
I mean, his song is kind of catchy. Who are you asking, Sammy?
Sammy needs a theme song.
All of you.
Sammy, Dan and I already said what we felt, and Brandon and Pat. Why don't you ask Clark, Sammy?
Hey, Clark, what do you think about that spruce beer? Well, I think it was pretty well done. This one is a bit too sprucey for me. Oh, well, so goes it in life.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sammy, we gotta go, man. You can't keep hanging out in this basement.
Fair enough.
Wow, that was weird.
Wow, those... Wait,
really
they're hanging out together now?
Absolutely.
jeez.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure I've seen Sammy waiting in the car, picking up
Oh,
Zack Prak.
this all makes sense now.
I am, let's see, what we've got. Man, we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, we got a lot of beers left, but I do think this is a perfect time to take a break.
Oh, okay, shit, yeah, take a break, buddy.
The sun is shining. The grass is green. The oranges and palm trees sway. There's never been such a day in Beverly Hills, LA. But it's December the 24th, and I'm longing to be up north. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your day be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. With every Christmas card I write, may your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
And we're back!
Hey, man, that was really good. I'm really proud of you. We are back.
I miss our breaks with the music. The music's nice.
I mean, there's music.
I know.
Oh, that's right. I see what you're saying. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. I got it. Sorry. Should I edit that part out?
Yeah.
No.
Who cares?
Welcome back. We're gonna keep on trucking through all of these. It's our Christmas party. And Clark picked the next beer that was brought by Dan.
What's up?
Cool.
And Dan, you have been kind enough to bestow upon, and not that Brandon, you haven't been kind enough, or anybody else, kind enough to share beers, but you are bestowing upon us Maplewood's barrel-aged Cuppa cinnamon dusted s'mores.
That is correct. And
Why don't you tell us about it as I crack?
How many smos?
It's all over my hand. On my jeans.
So, the details.
From my perspective, it looked like you just wiped it all over Dan's back.
Blended from our Cuppa aged in Blanton's, Eagle Rare, Four Roses, Wild Turkey, and Maplewood whiskey barrels for 12 to 18 months. Conditioned on marshmallow, graham, cocoa nibs, cinnamon, vanilla beans, and coffee. Hand selected from our neighbor's Hex Coffee.
Ooh.
And coming in at 13% ABV.
Nice.
Damn, you should probably get that. Good boy there before I start pouring out more. It's getting low.
And those lucky enough to get the box
Yeah.
last week or
that's right here.
week or so ago.
He's got my glass.
Yeah, Dan, tell us about the box you got.
Oh. I got a box from Maplewood. It was black.
Yeah, I wish you would have
So,
And what was in the box?
reverting back, did you win the Maplewood lottery?
I did. I won the Maplewood lottery.
Okay.
That's a good
And
song, though. Dan,
I
tell
have
us
to
about
look
the
up
box
what
you
the
got.
name of the other ones were because it was a barrel aged. They're all barrel aged Cuppa series.
Yeah.
There was this one, the Neapolitan, and then the other one I'm blanking because it was like salted.
Boy. Caramel?
No, salted sea salt dark chocolate almond
Right.
is the other one. And this one sounded most like a Christmas cookie to me, so I decided to bring this along.
If you think about chestnuts roasting on an open fire and Jack Frost nipping at your nose, if you're sitting around an open fire telling scary ghost stories, you might be making s'mores.
You might be.
And that, my friend, is the ad for barrel-aged cup of cinnamon-dusted s'mores. So you're telling me this is 13% marshmallow, graham, cinnamon, vanilla beans, cocoa nibs, Hex Coffee. Let's start with Pat. What do you think of this beer? Because it's right up your alley.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a very high number. The other beers, definitely, I would give a higher number for like how Christmassy they are.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
This is in your wheelhouse, man.
I would rather be drinking this one. Yeah. Yeah, you got cinnamon in there. You got. Is there supposed to be cinnamon in there?
There is, yeah. It's a cinnamon-dusted
Cinnamon-dusted.
s'mores.
Cinnamon dusted s'mores.
Which I've never
Do people
had.
do that?
Yeah, I'm going to start doing it.
Yeah.
Just like the Salt Bay, but use cinnamon and do it, on my
Maybe that's why they call it Smoes.
Anyways, is this mic still on?
Unfortunately.
Bummer.
I'm back, baby.
I saw people on the forums saying that they didn't get much barrel on some of these Cuppa releases this time around, but I'd have to disagree. I feel like it's heavy barrel.
Oh, for sure.
Have you tried the other ones?
No.
This is the first one you're trying?
Correct.
So wait, out of the cans that you got, you haven't tried any of them. You took one, brought it here for us today to have on this podcast?
Correct.
What a guy.
Don't ever do that shit again. I mean, thank you so much. This is very nice. That is nice of you. Thanks, man. Thanks for letting us share that first time with you.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Sorry.
I can't help but laugh like every time like
cough?
Pat or Dan go to talk to Clark. They both kind of turn their heads back, and I'm like, he's even further back than we've ever had him, and I'm like,
There's no easy solution to this with this many people.
No, this is
It's
perfect.
okay.
This is fine. The easy solution is don't talk to Clark. Brandon, what do you think of this beer?
it's fabulous. I'm getting the cinnamon, obviously, and a little bit like the mouthfeel is coming with like other beers that I've had that have like graham cracker. Like if that's the note that they're looking for, I'm getting that kind of mouthfeel. I don't know about marshmallow. That's a hard flavor for me to describe, and I always revert to like a slight hint of vanilla.
Yeah.
Because if you have, and we've pressed beers with marshmallows before, and it's very different.
Yeah.
But I'm getting vanilla, and that's prominent, and it's delicious.
Clark, we're going to throw it to you. What do you think about this beer?
I like it a lot. And what I like is that the graham cracker portion actually tastes like real graham crackers. I don't know if that's actually what they did, but it's not some flavor that graham crackers have. I'm getting real graham here.
Says it is brewed with graham.
It does say graham. It doesn't even say graham crackers. It just says graham.
Is that Graham Elliott?
Ooh.
I don't know.
It's a brewery.
I'll send him a text.
Hi, I'm Graham. It's brewed with me. Dan, what are your official thoughts on this since you brought it?
So I really like it. I I get coffee on the back end, like in the aftertaste if I let it sit for a little bit, but I don't get a lot of coffee up front. That's the only thing I think in the list that I don't taste.
I would agree. I think the other flavors are more prominent than the coffee.
I was gonna say, you guys were you were, or Brandon, I should say specifically, you were saying not so much marshmallow but vanilla. I don't know. The first sip that I had, by the way, I just burped, and it's now like spruce chip.
I'm still getting some
s'mores.
spruce.
Jesus, we should have saved that for the last beer. I do get marshmallow, and I don't know, like the first smell that I got from the glass was barrel, and then I don't know if you guys have done this. If you have any left in your glass, you swirl it around, and then give it a smell. It smells like chocolate. Like that is like straight up.
It's like dark chocolate.
Yeah, and it's.
Actually, it's more like milk chocolate.
I was gonna say milk chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't get that like dark cocoa-y chocolate, but it smells like chocolate. I like the graham cracker. I like the vanilla. Jeez Louise! I mean, this is.
It's a fantastic beer.
If some random weirdo was walking down the street and asked me a 1 out of 5, I think I'd probably go 5.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Yeah, This for me, as far as like a big sweet stout, this is not something that like I could have drank this whole 16-ounce can and been totally happy with it. And
agreed.
If someone was like, "Hey man, do you want a pour of something?"
Why does everything start with "Hey man"?
I don't know, man. That's how people talk sometimes. You know, whatever, man. I think that if someone would offer me a different cuppa pour, like from Maplewood, the cuppa series, and like, hey, do you want to try, another pour? After I had 16 ounces of this, I would be able, like, I would still want to keep trying something else. Like, this to me wouldn't, like, end my night. Like, the spruce tip one, having that and be like, okay, that's it, all I want to have with this. I could keep going with stouts and other beers like this. I love this beer. This is awesome.
I don't know if I've ever had a cuppa before, but do they all start with a coffee stout? Is that the...
Aren't all the cuppas coffee?
Yes.
Yes.
Tony and I will have to figure that one out.
It's called cuppa.
Yeah,
Cuppa coffee is the base.
Okay.
Hear that? Everybody,
Coffee
Dan didn't know
stout
what he was
is
talking
nice.
about.
See? Okay, we're not the only ones,
Thought
Tony.
Dan was all know. We know it now.
Now we do.
Now that's why I'm trying to call it Dan.
Salted caramel.
Good.
Yeah. Pretend we didn't ask the same
Coffee,
question
salted, whatever.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that was a couple years ago. Yeah, we got to try out how much cuppas.
I've had a couple of the.
Couple of cuppas.
Couple of cup.
Yeah, I actually almost brought the cinnamon coconut, but I saw that you guys had already had it.
What? Oh yeah, we did this past summer. It was so good. It was so good.
I have one more. I have one more can of that.
No, but I think
this is Hex coffee and the sea salt, whatever.
The coffee kind of is in the background of this at the end of drinking it.
I have to say, if it was named cinnamon dusted s'more, I'm not anticipating coffee in that flavor.
Did they also dust it with espresso powder?
Yeah, I mean, I actually saw today was like National Espresso Day or something.
What?
Anyways, go on.
So if we check this beer in, does it count as like? Is there a National Espresso badge on Untappd?
I don't know.
Clark, can you look that up for us, please?
Let's find out.
That'll give him a couple hours. We don't have to talk to him anymore. Dan, thanks for sharing that one, man. I really like it. It looks like you have some left. I'm about to finish mine, and I'm going to pick the next beer because I'm going to ruin all of our lives. Yay. Just joking. I'm going to pick this guy.
Isn't Clark's beer ruining our lives?
That's what I mean. JK. I'm going to go with... Man, you know what? I think we all need to rinse our glasses real quick.
Yep. Yeah, that one left the stain on the glass.
Yeah, let everybody run real quick while I read through this. Here we go. We are choosing from our friends in Cincinnati. Thank you, sir. Rhinegeist. It is Dad. Thank you, Clark. This is Dad, a hoppy holiday ale. It says, "Hi, thirsty. I'm Dad. This hoppy red ale sports a robust malt bill, as simple and snug as a well-worn flannel. Throwing on a pair of oversized sneakers that break all known fashion laws, Dad mows acres of dank piney hops uphill both ways in the snow. Keep it up. It'll turn this can around. 6% alcohol, 12 fluid ounces, brewed and canned in Cincinnati, Ohio at Rhinegeist Brewery."
Very nice.
I was listening to a podcast that I won't name recently that said that they think it's bullshit and lame of breweries to write some sort of long description of the beer that's such as that. Instead of it just being like, yeah, me too. Instead of it, just being like Imperial Stout with marshmallow, graham, cinnamon, vanilla beans, cocoa bean, hex coffee. Now,
thanks, Maplewood.
Yeah, that's not a knock at Maplewood. That's just what they do. But when a brewery does something like this, Rhinegeist, that's fun, man. Come on, who cares?
I will say that was a fun, literary exercise.
Yeah.
Some of them, though, are
too much.
patting themselves on the back, and it's like, this is... Yeah.
When you've run up this hop mountain of fucking lust. Anyways, let's open up this
I thought
thing.
that actually, I'm going to write that down.
Is that what you're going to do your celebration clone? How you're going to...
Silver tuna tonight.
Silver tuna tonight. I didn't know the reference. Here, Dan, before Clark gets here. Pour yourself some.
Thanks.
Missed it.
Thanks, Marv.
Silver tuna tonight, Marv.
Ooh, hey, this
Tony
is...
will explain that.
Yeah, I will explain it to everybody. You won't explain it to me. It looks like iced tea in a cup. And by that, I mean the rapper iced tea. He's in this cup.
It does look like iced tea, right?
There's something on the bottom of the can. Does it say when it was canned? Like most breweries should be doing?
Hopefully within the last...
Canned on 9/23/2021.
Yeah, I think Rhinegeist does a pretty darn good job of that.
Absolutely.
I bought this just about a month ago, I want to
The
say.
Maplewood says, enjoy, canned on my daughter's birthday. Figure it out, everybody. Losers. October 14th.
Your daughter that made my son cry.
So I've had a can of this before. It's definitely, it is their holiday ale, Christmas ale, as we're drinking it by a Christmas tree. I enjoyed it a lot. I like it.
Great.
Malty, but not too malty. Hoppy, but not too hoppy.
I was about to be a jerk and just dismiss everything you said. Sorry.
You can't. It's recorded. Done.
I agree with you. It's malty, hoppy. Actually, this kind of falls in line with... Do you call it a Christmas beer? When we talk about Goose Island's Christmas IPA, what makes it a Christmas beer? It just has kind of Christmas in the title. But this one, being as malty as it is, I feel like that's more of a, wintry type deal. And it's hoppy. It's not fruity hops. It's more piney hops. At least that's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, and it's very different from what they normally produce. So
Yeah.
There's something that says hoppy on it. It's not as hoppy as I thought it was going to be.
Like, it's not like a in-your-face IPA.
48 IBUs.
That's pretty good. Wow, for 48 IBUs, actually, yeah. But I would expect a little more bitterness. But I guess the malty sweetness is what's balancing that out. So
Yeah, we've got Chinook and El Dorado in there.
I will say this is the body. So when we had the fireside chat and I hear a ale with a spiced ale, this is the type of beer I imagine to have with the spices. This doesn't have any spices to it, but I know.
I know exactly what you're saying.
No, I was laughing at the way Brandon said "okay." Like, he was like, "Okay, man, I'll change what 21st Amendment did." Okay, you don't have to give me your sass. Yeah, no, it's I like it. That's good. That's good. That's a solid beer. I'm going to probably grab that for like a Christmas Eve beer, man.
I would totally drink this on
Totally easy
Christmas.
drinking.
Yeah.
I like the style. I like the logo there.
the can's
I like
cool.
The plaid.
Yeah.
Did you read the Hi Thirsty, I'm Dead? That's a good dad
That was,
joke
you guys
on there.
you guys were cleaning glasses, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Give me a chance to, tidy up. You know what? Before we get into the thing, we're almost at the end here.
Yep.
Now, the one thing that Clark and I don't want to do, but Brandon, you came up with this idea.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, you called us out about mystery beers, okay? You said basically that Clark and I are shit when it comes to knowing beer styles. So I said, hey man, we're going to challenge you one day to a mystery beer tasting. And guess what? Today is the motherfucking day. Merry Christmas. Sorry. So, I'm not going to edit that out. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. That's like in the Christmas movie. So what I'm going to do is, real quick, I'm going to pour a beer for you. And you are going to have to tell us what's in it. Maybe what style it is. Maybe you'll know what beer it is. I don't know, but I'm going to step behind the bar. And maybe you guys can chat amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I will give
Here now.
this.
Mm-hmm.
the palate has been
Yes.
hit with a number of different things.
Now-
so
yeah.
even I'm going,
Right.
is this the beer I think it is?
Damn, Clark, you are peeking.
So, and that's...
Whoops.
So the question is not
Rinse your mouth for sure.
what brewery you're drinking or whatever, but like just kind of testing the style.
Yeah.
Brandon, can I
Or-
borrow your toothbrush?
So that's what flavors you're noticing.
In the toilet. Yeah. This is more of just a ha 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 thing. I don't think you're... I mean, if you can get it, fantastic. We will do an official, mystery beer with you, but I want to see what you can get out of this.
And I'm assuming you like when you picked this out, you were like, this is gonna be
No.
difficult. No.
This was just a beer that I grabbed, and I happened to show Brandon and Clark, and Brandon was like, you know what we should do? ...
This has got a little bit of the cola vibes as well to me. Like it's spiced.
So Pat, what do
Okay,
you think?
interesting.
I love it. I'm intrigued. I want to find out what it is because like, this is a beer I like. But
Any other
right,
flavors you're getting?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
are you going to get from this?
It tastes like cola to me, which I like.
I don't like when he says that because it's in like changing the way
Yeah,
I feel
sure.
about it. I like it as it is, but when
Yeah.
you say cola,
No, I want you to-
sound good.
Are
but,
we
like,
talking saison? We talking
No.
porter? We talking?
is- sorry,
It's
yeah,
not
I
a
forgot.
sour. It's not a stout. It's
So
not a.
This is it's a dark brown, but
Not
it's a
malty.
very hazy brown. It's not like a
Interesting.
clear brown.
So flavors in specific. Anything you guys?
What can you get? You said
what-
cola. So if I were to say,
I'm
you're
getting-
on the right path, but when we broke down what we got from that fireside chat, you said cola.
Yeah.
What did you taste?
So I'm
Come on.
getting like a ginger sense, but it's not like a pronounced like you're chewing on like a ginger chew.
Okay.
It's like it's melded in with other things.
Like what?
I don't know. Let's go cardamom. Let's go. I'm not really getting nutmeg on this one. Maybe.
Pat, what do you think?
Okay, I don't know if you're getting all those, or it's like it's very subtle spice, if anything.
He's doing a good job.
not bad,
Nice
not bad.
start. Nice start.
For one ingredient.
So I would say that this is definitely not a traditional saison, and it happens to actually be a lager. I will say that.
See, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
Yeah.
So, okay, if you had to guess a style, what kind
Oh
of
wait,
style?
can I guess?
Yeah, of course.
Is it an Oktoberfest?
No.
I see why
I
you're
see why
saying
you
that.
think
Though.
it, yeah.
See what
Yeah, I could see Oktoberfest, but I'm gonna
not
go.
off though.
I mean,
I mean,
no.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Dan, I want your final rundown of what you think is in this beer and what kind of beer it is. Here we go.
All right, so I do get the Oktoberfest vibes on it, but I think I'm gonna go like a Belgian double style beer.
Okay.
And I don't know if the yeast is like, cause it's kind of like got a little bit of a Belgian characteristic, but not a ton. I get the spice though, which could be in a Belgian spiced beer. That's what I'm gonna go with.
I sent you a text one time because I had a Rogue Dead Guy
Yeah.
ale that like tasted that like I'm like something about this tastes a little like a double
yeah.
to me for some reason. I don't know why, but I guess it's something similar to that.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not a very strong Belgian characteristic.
So, this is, I'll tell you what kind of beer it is and I'll show you what it is, ready?
Can I ask you if it's a local beer?
It is.
Yes.
Didn't think you know what it is.
No.
It is a rye ale
Ooh.
with ginger,
Ginger. Okay.
cinnamon,
Okay.
nutmeg,
Yeah.
which you said you didn't think was in there.
I didn't think
Just gonna
so.
point that out. Black pepper, vanilla, and lactose.
I could see the lactose, like the smoothness of it, I guess, like the mellowness of it.
What do you
but-
think of it overall?
I mean, it's not my favorite style, but I will say
The beer
that
itself.
yeah, I don't get the rye like spiciness to it at all. Is it drinkable? Yeah, for sure. It's
No,
smooth.
no.
I think-
The overall question is the beer itself without any of the premonitions.
Will you be mad when you find out who made it?
Yeah, or like, are you happy to drink it again?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, I would drink it again. I'm not gonna like not drink
It's
it.
6.3%.
Pat, what do you think?
Would you
I
drink
actually just started tasting the cinnamon now. But anyway, no, I love it.
Yeah, it's good. So it is Pipeworks Gingerbread Unicorn.
Ah.
And you did a very good job, I think, out of what this beer... Clark's not impressed. I think out of everything that is in this beer, especially when you started going with, Belgian double and, a nutmeg, but I don't think so, which I was being sarcastic. Playing into that a little bit more, like you said it wasn't in there. But this is to me, I think a cool Christmas beer. It is a beer that I would like to share with, I don't know if I had one already, not before I got here, but I've had one already on its own. It was a lot to...
wrench.
It is a lot to kind of have on my own. It is a beer that I think is worth sharing with friends in a mystery beer situation.
I would agree. And I appreciate you sharing it, or whoever shared it with me.
Because I knew you were going to bring the Cuppa dusted s'mores. Back to my mic. All right. And we're back. So we've got a couple more beers left, and we're running out of time. We're getting close to the end here. We've been here for 4 days drinking these Christmas beers. We started from the bottom. Now we're here. Brandon, you get to choose the next one. What's he gonna go with? Ooh, man, he got serious about that shit. He's looking at 4 different bottles that we have available. We've got a Southern Tier, Shinerbach Brewery, and of course Angry Ginger. Brandon is going into his fridge and pulling out a beer that I thought we weren't going to drink because Clark said, "Ooh, there's a big shocker there." It's Revolution's Fistmas. Come on, can't not drink that on this show, man.
I mean, you can not.
Okay, fine. Put it back. Put it back.
Joking.
No. Put it back. He's right. Apparently, I'm too basic for the show that I help create. What do we got, Brandon? The winner is...
I'm just going to keep saying no.
Drum, please. Oh, man, I thought you were going to pull out Fistmas again. That would have been hilarious. It's Southern Tier's 2Xmas. What is it, Brandon? Oh, wait. Actually, yeah. Why don't you go back to
We did their pumpkin beer. We might as well have our Christmas beer.
Hey, shut up, Clark.
Southern Tier 2Xmas is a spiced double ale brewed with orange peel, ginger root, cardamom, cinnamon, fig paste, and cloves.
Oh, look. There's your cardamom.
You found it.
Burn.
Fig paste.
That was a burn to Dan. I don't know if everybody caught that. Clark, what's the ABV on this?
We've got 8%.
Oh, Brandon, can you also pour in my glass and pass it down here? I don't think I brought it over here. I think I threw my glass. No, my glass is... Thank you, sir.
Gonna mix this with the spruce. Cuvée.
Bruce. Spruce.
Bruce's spruces.
God damn it.
That's my next one.
Hey, I hope so. What's that? That's smart. Don't pour it all over the computer. Hey there, Brandon. Tell us about this beer.
So this is Southern Tier's 2X Christmas. As I had said before.
Hey, right off the bat, this does smell. It smells like a Christmas beer.
It's
ginger.
Yeah.
And we have not had it.
No,
we've not on the episode. Not on an episode before. It is a spiced double ale, and
is it an IPA?
I don't.
Oh, double.
Winter warmer.
That's not.
double ale.
It's not a double like a Belgian.
No.
But again,
BBEL.
brewed with orange
Dubel.
peel, ginger root,
Dubel.
cardamom, cinnamon, fig paste. I'm intrigued by the fig paste aspect.
This is...
But literally, like, holiday in the nose.
Yeah, this is reminiscent of Great Lakes Christmas Ale to me.
Ooh.
A little stronger, though.
Yes.
Which I have not yet purchased my 6-pack of Great Lakes Christmas Ale yet.
It's super flavorful.
Very nice.
I will give it that.
It's strong. It's
Southern,
very strong.
Yes.
It's definitely a Southern Tier beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean that in that it's like...
You're right.
Like, they do their flavors well.
Yeah, they do it strong. And I feel like I get the fig and like it's like a dark fruit characteristic.
I dig this.
I don't know if I'm getting the fig, but yeah, the ginger and cardamom for sure. And like we've said, most of the beers we've had so far have been cola flavored. But yeah, it's like ginger ale and root beer.
Yeah. I will never now look at a Christmas or holiday beer the same way with how much we've discussed colas and sodas as far as these beers are concerned. I never really thought about how those flavors actually.
Is this Christmas episode doing the same thing to us that all the pumpkin beer episodes do to us?
Ruining those beers for us?
It's interesting though, because in a different way, because all the pumpkin ones, I feel like are pretty negative. We're going, it's not enough pumpkin. It's not enough this. This is like, oh, this is interesting. It tastes like this. We're not complaining about these
It's
beers.
ruining Clark for me. That's all I know.
That's what I'm here for.
Where's that Sammy guy?
Over here.
Back in the car. I feel like you might be right. You might be right. But you may be wrong.
I don't know if I'm necessarily right or wrong about it. I guess.
I think maybe we're just.
It's just interesting to compare the two episodes where Pumpkin were often saying, well, there's not enough of this and there's not enough of that. But
this year
Christmas, we're just saying, oh, I'm getting some of this and I'm getting some of that.
Sure.
We're not negative about most of these beers.
That's true.
I think it's like Christmas music where you don't want it like all year round. Like you only want to have it like for a couple weeks a year, and all these flavors, like, you only want, like, for a couple weeks, you're like, all right, that was fun, but, like, let's just go back to regular.
You only want to eat Christmas trees once or twice.
If there was the best time to end the episode without Clark, I'm going to mute you. Pat's summary right there was the best. That could have been the end of the episode.
If I were closer, I would have noticed that. But I'm like 6 to 7 seconds delay over here.
Well, we gotta fix that lag. I think you're right, Pat. I think you're absolutely right. These beers you don't want to have all the time. And Clark, to your point, I do think it is a lot like the pumpkin beers, where there's certain things that you might be looking for. There's certain things that you want, and I think that's the fun of us doing these types of shows, where we get a chance to sit around and try all these different pumpkin beers for Halloween, and then we try all these different holiday Christmas ales around this time of year. And it's kind of fun and we throw in our own mixes, obviously, with the Maplewood, the Cinnamon Bay s'mores. It's I don't know. It's a good way to try and see what. For me, I end up using these shows to go find what I want for later in the year. Not later in the year, but during the season, when it's like, ooh, that was good. I do want to buy that. Like, there are some beers that we've had today that I'm like, if I saw that, I'd get it. For sure, the Rhinegeist, I'm going to be honest, and I can't get the
that, and like, dude, the Ginger Unicorn, like, Gingerbread Unicorn, like.
Yeah, that's a fun one to have. It's good to, like, that would be a fun beer to share with everybody. And if I could find the Wild Spruce Chase single bottles, I will definitely go after that. And Bells.
I'll tell you where the pennies is. Go get it.
Thank you.
Single bottles.
When you think of a pumpkin beer, it's mainly trying to become a pumpkin pie spiced beer.
Yeah,
this is a little more varied for sure.
Yeah, so and that's our big thing, like differentiating between like when we drink October beers, pumpkin beers versus holiday beers. Like the pumpkin spice stuff can be there for Christmas beers, but like there's a distinct difference because we're not getting pumpkin. We're not getting like there's something missing. I don't know because I know some of them could be the same, but like there's a distinct difference that we've been noticing. I was asking
you what the definition of a holiday beer, Christmas beer, holiday beer was, but it feels like everyone has their own interpretation. I think that's a good thing. Yeah. Probably as opposed to the pumpkin beers.
And they literally can go back, like, what do you want to drink during the holidays? I
feel like they turn the nutmeg down and turn the ginger up in the Christmas beers.
That's good.
I also want to point out that, again, Pat had the perfect ending to the episode where it sounded like the end of a Charlie Brown Christmas. Where it's like, hey, man, it's just what you interpret. So I swear to God, if we don't end this...
Do you want me to keep summarizing?
No. I'm just saying...
Save them for later.
If we don't end on a Pat, summarization, I'm going to be pissed. I do think that you guys are all right. What I do think would be fun, is that maybe next year we scrounge up some pumpkin beers, we scrounge up some holiday beers, and then in January or around that time, we then do a mystery beer tasting to figure out, is it a Christmas beer?
Halloween
or is it a pumpkin beer?
Look at that.
We'll call it the Nightmare Before the Malting Hour. We'll think of something better than that. Hey, do you guys want to have one more to kind of just make our palates a little bit normalized? Because the one beer that I'm looking at right now will kind of just
do it.
end in a good way. That Shiner holiday beer is one of my favorites. And the reason why that is because it has peaches in it. I think it's a nice way to end the night and to end our Christmas.
Are we talking Shiner Holiday Cheer?
You got it, Clark. Tell the kids all about it while Brandon cracks open this bottle that's been sitting out for an hour.
5.4% ABV beer, 22 IBUs, a Bavarian-style dark wheat ale Dunkelweizen brewed with Texas peaches and roasted pecans.
Pecans.
The malty flavors are enhanced through the use of malted barley and wheat, and krausening ensures a smoothness that makes the subtle peach and pecan flavors all more satisfying.
Pecan. Yeah, have you guys had this before? Shiner's holiday beer?
Nope.
So I have had this before, and I had no idea what to expect. I went to a bar, and I had like Great Lakes Christmas Ale, and I'm pretty sure it had Reb's Fistmas, and then I saw the Shiner Holiday Ale, and I was like, cool, we're just keeping with those regular flavors. This is a very, very different take on a holiday beer.
So who said they have never had this?
We got
Okay,
two.
so Daniel said
I've had it at a.
okay, because
I've had
I'm
it for
showing
a
I'm
while.
showing on exactly January 3rd, 2015. I was going to say if you said no,
Jesus.
fact checker. I'm back, baby.
Are you upset that he has had some other facts tonight and you didn't get him? It seems like you're gunning for him.
No, not at all.
I can remember the booth I was sitting in when I had this, actually.
I remember that booth too.
Oh shit! This is getting dark.
We've known each other a lot longer than you think.
So you guys are enemies. Perfect. Dan, we have a job for you. Brandon, what are you thinking about this beer?
This is very different. Took a sip. The peach is very prominent.
Peach pops, baby.
Well,
Yeah, and I'm getting the little slide of the pecan. Should I read the description? It's long. I don't want to read it.
You know what?
And it doesn't really.
We already did that.
Yeah, doesn't say much. But it does kind of talk about the peach and pecan being prominent flavors. So,
I'm not a big peach fan, but I feel like the peaches are. Wait, isn't it when you grill peaches? Then
yeah, baby.
it makes the flavor different, smooths it out a little.
Grilled peaches are. You know what? The fact that you just said that is I'm wondering. No, I'm stopped. I'm not gonna wonder about that anymore. Grilled peaches are delicious. You should give them a try.
Peaches or sugary peaches. It's not just biting into a peach, right?
So
No.
I think grilled peaches, maybe that's just caramel, because it's a brown
That's what I was
colored
gonna say.
beer.
There's
clear.
a burnt sugar type thing, and that you get that from a grilled peach.
I feel like I get, and this is going to sound weird, but it's the pecan, nut skin. It's kind of that bitterness that you kind of, maybe that's just something I'm perceiving, but it's the bitterness of the skin of a
I really
pecan.
wanted to make a joke, but I'm not.
yeah.
But you're right. That is that bitterness. It is the skin from a nut that you would get. It's kind of it is that bitterness because it's not straight up pecan. But the little shell skin that comes off when you're eating any sort of what's another word?
Nut skin.
Yeah, nut skin.
I'm not a big
Okay, I need to get over the nut skin. That's just but the peach, it took me. First time I had it, I was taken aback by it.
Yeah, you literally said that peach.
Is that what I put in my check?
Yep, 2 years
That
ago.
peach. Did I say that peach or that peach?
That you spelled it out with a capital T.
Well, at least I
No
got that.
period though, so
That
or
peach.
exclamation.
Is there an
no.
exclamation point?
Nothing.
Is there
Just
quotes?
just it was like you said that peach. Or that
That
peach.
But what did I
Peach,
give it? What did I give it?
3.5.
What did I give it?
3.75.
3.75. Okay.
Daniel gave it a 3.5.
Yeah.
And I gave it 3.75.
And you also drank it, Tony, back in 2013. Back in the early days, 3.5 back then.
But if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't always peach and pecan.
I was going to ask if it changed every year, but I don't. But I
I
was going to
thought
say
it did, but I want to say in
I would think
2013
so.
it was not.
it's
peach and pecan.
it's an interesting.
I'm willing to say that it's in 2013 it wasn't peach and pecan.
But this is also a different beer than they have a different holiday beer.
Oh, a missed
And I
check.
purposely got this one because of that.
I bet that's what it is.
This is the Shiner Holiday
No nut
Cheer.
skin in that one.
What was the other Shiner holiday one?
Holiday, yeah, we don't know.
Is it like a holiday Bach or something?
Talk about a mystery beer.
Talk about a mystery beer, am I right?
I was going to say, though, that them being in Texas, I think that this is like a, Texas doesn't get as cold as it does here in the Midwest, so it's a peach maybe.
No, but peaches in Texas are not like, you don't represent that with
Unless they lose electricity and everything freezes.
Like if this was a Georgia beer,
terrible beer to have.
Back in 2013, it had peaches in it, so.
Okay.
Fuck off, Clark. I do like that beer, and I feel like that's a good way to kind of,
Cap this off?
Yeah, cap this off, right? Like, all right, guys, there was a bunch of beers tonight, and just kind of don't overthink it. I'm going to go around the room here, starting with my main man, who's always been there when I needed him, Zack Prak. Now, Clark, out of all these beers tonight, choose one that just stood out to you. Not your favorite, not the worst, just one that stood out in general, and would you buy it again?
Oh, gosh, that's a tough one.
All right, Brandon, think about a beer tonight. Like, it doesn't have to be the thing that you like the most or the least, but just kind of stood out, and would you buy it again?
The Gingerbread Unicorn.
All right, right on. Pat, out of all the beers we had tonight, man, is there one that stood out that you maybe would want to buy or just kind of stood out in general? Like,
there's a lot of good ones, but definitely the spruce one, I've never had anything like that, and that really stood out. Would I buy that? I'd buy one can and give it to people and be like, try this.
Right on. Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
sure.
That works.
Oh. Dan, same question. No change.
Yeah, I was going to say the spruce beer as well, but it's because it's so much different than everything else we've had tonight that it stood out.
Right on.
Right, Tony, what about you?
Me, I'm going with the man. It's got to be the spruce beer. I mean, as much as the Maplewood beer was my favorite beer, as far as the most unique and a beer that stood out that I would want to share, and dude, you gotta fucking try this. That spruce tip beer is good. But the Maplewood is in my wheelhouse, man. That's 100% right there. That's fantastic. I love it. All right, going back over to Clark. Clark, what I've asked everybody and you now twice.
Can I go now?
Brandon, if you had to choose a second beer. No, go ahead.
I mean, obviously the cup of cinnamon dusted S'mores. Is that what it was called?
No, I was calling it S'mores.
I think that would be my favorite. But if I were to sit down by a Christmas tree later tonight,
hold on,
before Christmas,
let's go ahead and plug in some Christmas music here now.
If I were to sit down next to a Christmas tree, at least 6 to 7 feet tall, I'm not talking like a little one, or unless it was a Charlie Brown one, because I'm a Snoopy fan, I would probably choose the Rhinegeist Dad.
Interesting choice.
But there are a lot of good ones.
Yeah,
a lot of good ones.
It's because he brought it. You're not wrong. That beer was. I will say that beer was good. I will say that there wasn't one beer except for the Fireside Chat that can go to hell. There wasn't a beer that we had that I didn't like.
See, I like the Fireside Chat. I had no issues with that one.
I don't think it should go to hell. But
and the Shiner surprised me. I was not expecting that.
The Fireside Chat was probably my least favorite. I don't think it should go to hell. That was.
Well, you're wrong.
I would agree. It was my least.
Yeah, it was my least favorite. Like I said, there was nothing left in the fridge, and that was there. I would probably have a glass of water and then come back and be like, "I'll have the Fireside Chat."
Fine.
Is that a dick move? Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody! Happy holidays. And I hope whatever you drink is based on what we have said here. If it's not, well, then we're not doing our job. Dan, do you want to tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me on Instagram.
I meant where you live. Tell people your address.
It's at hip hops. It's _ hops hip.
Try that again. Start that over. Let's start that over. Dan, where can people find you on the internet?
Hip _ hops. On Instagram. I'm also on Twitter, but not really.
Like us. Pat, where can people find you?
Nowhere really.
Perfect.
I like walking around the neighborhood, maybe.
Yes.
Just like Zach.
Yeah, do you know Zack Prak? Zack Prak.
But it was nice. It was nice listening to you guys. Speak at normal speed.
Oh man, are you listening to us sped up?
Oh yeah, at least 1.5.
Oh man, I know.
But I think the timing is off on the joke sometimes, so I'll slow it down.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks. That won't change anything.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same.
Hey Clark, It was good to have you back, man.
Yeah. Every
Welcome back, Larry.
couple of months, you know.
See you
Stop
later.
on in.
Yeah, man. You're always welcome back. You're always part of the show, man.
Thanks, guys.
Brandon, I love you, man.
Love you too, bud.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. And, hey, you know what? Real quick. I want to put you on the spot here. Pat, do you have something cool to say, like a summary of what your experience was?
It was, it was all good stuff.
That's it. That's perfect. You can end the episode now.
This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us on social media platforms individually. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, on Untapped, BDub Drinks Beer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Asa Phelps Chicago. On Twitter, The Asa Phelps Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.